You're welcome back to the Woman Show. My name is Akira, and I'm a nurse by profession, and also I'm an advocate for early detection of cervical cancer. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. If it's your first time watching, please just don't watch with us. Subscribe to the channel, and I promise you that whatever content that we have is going to be amazing. You will like it, and there's no way that it will be disappointing to you because we have good stuff, good information, and then also a lot more coming our way. So please do subscribe. So for today's topic, we are going to discuss signs and symptoms of depression. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot, a whole wide range of signs and symptoms that I can't just mention all of them, but the few that I can mention are the most common one, which is a depressive mood. The person is like continuously sad, and it's quite disturbing if you have such a person around. Then there's weight gain or weight loss. With the weight gain, some people, when depressed, eat a lot. And then with the weight loss, when others are also depressed, they decide not to eat at all. So it depends on the person in question and how the person deals with their depressive episodes or their depressive moods. There's also sleep pattern disturbance and then insomnia. So a person can have a disturbance in their sleep pattern. They might not be able to sleep even during the day. Some people are able to sleep during the day, then because they are depressed during the day, they can't even sleep, and then at night they can't sleep as well. So there's always a disturbance. Such people are always tired. They're not doing like a lot of work, but they're always tired. It's like their mind is always worked out, so the body just responds to it, and then in little or no time they get tired doing virtually nothing. They they also start to feel like this severe edge of um, unworthiness. I don't know how that happens, but most people start to feel like they're not worthy of life, and they're not worthy of the people that they're with, or something is wrong with them and they shouldn't be alive. That's how come a lot of people that are depressed end up being suicidal, because it's a hand in hand something. If it is not contained or controlled, the person can actually start having suicidal thoughts and then end up either attempting to kill themselves or actually killing themselves. Then there's lack of concentration. There's little to nothing that they can do when they need to do a particular job. Some people have lost their jobs because they were depressed, because most of these companies, they work with time and then productivity. You can't come and say I'm having issues at home and then it's making me depressed, so I want to work. I mean, you're being paid to put in work for the company to get profits from it. So if you're not working, I don't think anybody would even want to employ you. So people end up losing their jobs. There's actually a very wide range of what we call it, signs and symptoms. But before I go in with the treatment, now don't just stay home and then say you're depressed. A lot of people always throw the word around, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. It is a psychological issue. It's an issue of the brain, and it's not just a fancy word because you're sad. Let's devoid from doing that, and then always try to attend the clinic, see a psychologist, or see a doctor around who can refer you to a psychologist or something. Then once you are clinically diagnosed as a depressed patient, they'll probably start giving you treatment, and then in no time you'll be fine and you get back on your feet. So I'd really advise you don't just throw those words around. Lastly, I would like to talk about the treatment of depression. But with treating the depression, we have to know how severe the depression is, and that's something I forgot to mention from jump. I should have, but it escaped me. So in depression, there's three kind of groups where it's being classified, from mild to moderate, then severe depression. And it's according to these three that we get to treat patients, or let me say clients, on their depression. The very first treatment that would regularly go for is support, and it's mostly used to treat the very mild depressions. Now with the support, you mostly give financial or emotional support to the patient. It can be however support it is, only if it is taking away the problem from the client. And once the problem is taken away from the client will always be relieved of the depression right after the issue is being solved. So that's the very first one. Then there's psychotherapy that is done by the psychologists, and then the psychiatric nurses. They normally do the psychotherapies. There's exercise, and then there's diversional therapy. Now with the diversional therapy, you mostly divert their minds from whatever issue it is that's happening at that point in time. So you give them things that they are new to, or things they've always wanted to try but never had the chance to do it. You introduce them to it, and then you use it to divert their minds from the current happenings or the current situation. There's also drug regimen or drug treatment. There's two particular types of this. The antidepressants, an example is amitriptyline, and then there's mood stabilizers. An example is olanzapine. Right. So with the amitriptyline and then the olanzapine, they are given hand in hand. So we normally give them hand in hand with the mood stabilizers to stabilize their moods and then make them calm whilst trying to help them better their lives. And the very last one that is mostly done for patients with very, very, very extreme depression is the ECT. And then the ECT is done for patients who don't respond to the drugs or any external stimuli. There are some people, once they get depressed, there's extremely nothing you can do about it. They don't respond to people, nothing. They're just there. You can just see the body, but it's very unresponsive. So we do the ECT to introduce vibrations into the body to make it active or reactive to the external world, or bring them back into reality. So that's basically how we go about things with the treatment when it comes to depression. This brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for sticking with me through it, and I'm so grateful to have you here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. You can also leave your comments underneath the post and your suggestions for whatever topic you would want me to discuss, or however you think I need to improve myself or giving out this information to people. And then I would really, really love that you give me a thumbs up and you also share this information with every person that you can share it with. Do have a lovely time. I